you know, this Instagram thing is like we spend the whole time on here remaining chronically single. And it's like most of us ain't that. If you look how we look, and you ain't single, like there's always someone, there's always gonna be someone checking or something. Like I just did 7 months, no nothing. Really good. But it's not like I didn't have nobody to talk to.
Uh-huh.
Like, you know what I think it is? I think it's that weak people, especially, you know, on time and not really having the open heartedness to just be like who I'm with because that person you over, you know? You're just like, yeah, this is who I'm with, and then you've announced your partner to the whole Instagram, and then whatever happens, you've got to like de-announce and do the whole thing again. And so it's like, you know what's mad though? This is the thing is mad. I saw a post earlier. It said that a man will eat a woman's body out, draw the line at a relationship. And there's a lot of people out there who do everything sexually. They will they will do anything sexually with a person, but they don't really want to tell that person like, what they dream of or their fears. Or, like,
Yeah,
like
that's strange, right?
we've been disconnected from sex. Like sex is like, yeah, it's just that thing that we do. But to tell somebody about your traumas is deeper than sex. Or people will do anything with somebody, but they won't give them.
But they won't, hold on, you cut out just now. They won't give them what?
I said people will do anything with anybody, but they wouldn't give them.
Oh, man. They really don't want my dear brother Shaka to shine on here. Hopefully he comes back on. I don't think he was speaking patois or anyone was speaking patois. Okay. Oh my God. Okay. Let's see. Shaka, but Lord have mercy.
Yo,
Don't
can you
know
hear
why
me?
you're shutting.
You can hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I
So
was
you were
saying that.
speaking about the fact that you feel as though sex these days is just very casual and there's no actual connection with set people. Is that what you're saying?
It is like this Tinder generation, Netflix and chill generation. It's like you can go on
Right.
Instagram and get pictures of people that back in the day. I was saying before, like back in the day, there was no like send me a picture. There was no camera phone for send me a picture. It was just like we're gonna actually spend time together and deal with it like that. No, now
Right.
it's like people will do any people will risk getting someone pregnant or risk getting pregnant before they'll give that person their phone. Do you not think that's mad?
That
Like
is mad.
go and speak to whoever and say, yo, give me your phone for 2 hours. They'll be like, no. What do you mean? Don't you trust me?
What do
But
you mean?
right, exactly. Right, don't you trust me? But at the same time, that person will be like, give me your body for 2 hours, fine, normal.
Yeah.
Mad.
So during that 7 months, how did you deal with? I was just actually talking to my boo about this, about semen retention and um, discipline with your body. How did you last so long? Because if you tell another brother that they're gonna be like, what? I cannot live not even a week without sex.
You know
So
what though?
what advice would you give brothers who want to elevate their fleshly desires?
I mean, life is long. Everybody's like life is too
Oh
short,
yeah.
but life is long, and
I always say that, yeah.
as you start to grow, you realize that you know you might actually be here for another 60 years. So what? You're just gonna whore out your body for the whole of it until it breaks. That you need to actually retain some of that energy for yourself. I was boxing, which helped because I don't interested in any type of business when I'm boxing anyway. And then I was like, you know, after like the first month, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, you don't miss sex. You miss people. You don't miss sex though. It's
Right.
like after a while of not having sex, it's not like you're like, oh, I wish. You're just like, all right, cool. It's one of them things. The thing is, it's like with especially brothers. I'm speaking to young men in here, and brothers them in here. Is like we have been seasoned to believe that we are cultural, hypersexualized, sexual clowns, and everything to do with the most extreme sex. Like we've been porn. I don't know if this is a word, but we've been pornographized to the position where it's not we that watch the most black porn. It's white people that watch the most black porn. We're like a sexual minstrel show for them. Whether it's the music videos and all these people them who is making these music videos that are hypersexualized and whatever, and man talking about slob on my knob and all these things. They was the same people that grew up on KRS-One, grew up on DJ Kool Herc, grew up on Lauryn Hill, grew up on Erykah Badu. So they understand it. They're just choosing not to partake in soul purpose, soul journey. And because of that, they are getting to the age of 40 and getting erectile dysfunction. They are getting to the age of 35 and getting strokes and heart attacks and stuff because they're running away with their own health. Because the thing is like I say to all young men that I speak to, every time you bust up, you are ejaculating 400 to 600 million sperm cells. Each sperm cell contains the informational equivalent of 37 point, I think it's 36.7 megabytes, right, of data. So this is information. So you're busting information into a compound. This is what can literally create a life. And they think that it doesn't drain you. So, you know, during this time, the whole world did a lockdown and, you know, life kind of changed for a lot of people. I've started 4 businesses. Like, I've started 4 businesses. I have took my time and effort and energy to rescue and liberate an elephant. I have created multiple business plans for extra businesses, created multiple business relationships. And I'll just say to man, it's like, yo, all of the effort and energy you put into trying to have sex with women, imagine if you put that into trying to create businesses with women.
Oh, child, yes. And actually nation building, not just having multiple women to have sex.
Right. So
Right.
that look, white people in the USA are taught to use their gun first. Black people in the USA are taught to use their genitals first. Like you see all these little white kids and they got their own rifles, it's got their own name in it, they're expert shooters, they're going out hunting. Right. So what are we taught to do? Dance, run up and down the field, and rap for people. We're literally a walking minstrel show as a nation. We are the entertainment of the world, and it shows in. This is the other thing: is like primary economy is like minerals, agriculture. Secondary economy is like manufacturing. Tertiary economy, which is a third economy, is entertainment. You've got to have a good functioning primary and secondary economy to be able to create a strong entertainment industry. We don't have, as black people, a strong, a strong economic base. I say as black people, I would say we don't have as Jamaicans, we don't have as African Americans, we don't have as Afro-Brazilians control of a strong primary and secondary economy. So how the hell are we acting like, you know, we made it because we are thriving in a strong tertiary economy? The biggest economy, like Bezos, he's not, and Musk and all of these people, they're not out here doing entertainment. They're out here like doing a strong secondary economy. They're involved in every type of healthcare, to mining, to electronics, manufacturing, etc., etc., etc.
Right.
Whereas you can't really name me any famous black farmers or any famous. There's like one famous black tech billionaire. There's 6 black billionaires in in the USA. There's over 200 European ones. And so I just look at it like, well, all right, cool, brothers. Like, I mean, personally, I've never had a problem with women. I've always looked how I look, so it's just like whatever. But then,
all right, big Capricorn energy up in here.
nah. But the thing is, this is like you get programmed to believe that this matters, like something about this matters, when all it is just a. It's just a bio vessel. It's just a vessel for your soul, you know. It doesn't really matter what it looks like, really. Like, I do the workout because I feel happy in myself. I don't do the workout to look good. I do the workout so that if I need to kill somebody, I can kill somebody if they attack me. I don't do the workout because I'm like, oh, I want to look a certain way and pose up and pose up. The only reason why I even bother doing the fruit videos and all of the things to do with my actual body is because a lot of people are programmed into their root chakra. You understand? So if you don't give them any of that, like if I, and this is the other thing about people following people who are look a certain aesthetic. Most of the revolutionary leaders are handsome or beautiful women, like the ones that we look up to, the ones that we put on posters, right? From Bob Marley to Ali to Che Guevara to whoever it is. Angela Davis, they were fine as people, and that's why people was following them. Fred Hampton, it's like, yeah, all right, cool, I get it. There's only a few that weren't, like Marcus Garvey. Like, we can't act like Marcus Garvey was beautiful, handsome, but he was an amazing leader, right? So people are programmed into this amygdala-based kind of reptilian brain. What you look like is the most important thing. And so if they're programmed into that, you got to give them that, because you have to mix in the medicine with the food, you know. You can't just give them food. And
that in itself is a gift too, if you use it right.
You what?
That in itself, what you're talking about, is a gift as well. Even though you're appealing to a certain level of what people want, if you use it right, it can still be a blessing, which is what you're doing. So I get it.
Yeah, but you can't just give people food, and then just give them a whole heap of medicine. You have to give them food, medicine. Food, medicine. Yeah, it's like edutainment. Like, you see how we've got to post, to get people to talk about certain things, we've got to post something outrageous. And then we post a caption that has something of content in it. Right? Yeah, I wish that all people was geeks and they were just interested in tapping right into the source, but they're not.
Yeah.
They're on a low vibration, stuck on their root chakra. So if you want to be able to meet them, you have to give them some of that. So when the people them say, oh, you know, he's just that, or whatever they want to say, I'm like, I'm everything. I'm everything that I need to be to make sure that I can get access to my people. Like, the reason why I've been studying Swahili is because my name, Shaka, is a Bantu name. So I need to speak a Bantu language. Otherwise, I won't fulfill my purpose in its entirety. But also, I do still listen to music that, you know, you want to beat people up to. So it's not like it's just like everything is perfect, you know? And everything shouldn't be perfect either, but I figure that,
I mean, there needs to be a healthy balance.
Well, but that's the other thing. And then, you know, I figure that actually the level of comprehension of a lot of people is quite low, based on the fact that they do not read books. Like, they don't read books, and this has been said since it's been said. This is, my mother said it to me the other day. She said, if you want to hide something from black people, put it in a book. And
I heard that saying as well.
And made me go, what? And she's like, yeah, well,
not even that. It's the comprehension for me. That's the problem. It's the comprehension. People can read. They're just not comprehending, or they're bringing some kind of cognitive dissonance or bias to what, you know, the topic is about, that's my biggest problem with social media. It's like, are you not taking your time to read and comprehend this information?
Right. And that's why you can seem so intelligent to people, just because you've read 2 books that they haven't read and remember them. It's like they only get their information from Google. You can get your information from, you know, a source that has references. You know, if your only reference is Wikipedia, you're in trouble. So there's that. Also, I just thought I would mention this for anybody who's in here and is not of our community. Just listen and learn something, but don't act like I ever owe you anything, because I don't owe you nothing, and I never owed you nothing, and there's nothing that you did for me. And so I'm just letting you guys know that while I'm out here in East Africa with no blood clot lockdown, don't be out here trying to claim me like I'm anything to do with you. I'm not for you. I'm not of your community. I'm not your savior. I'm not part of any of that type of stuff. Go find your own savior. Go and speak to Ellen DeGeneres or something.
Who traveling you, Chaka? Who we have to meet up today?
It's just, you know, people them. There's a lot of European conspiracy theorists who think that for some reason I'm accountable to them, and I'm telling them that they can go suck themselves.
But Lord, well, he has spoken.
Nah, I swear. In a few years, people will be like, yo, Shaka went down to Africa. He living there. Because I'm living in Africa now. I don't live in the West no more. So I've moved here. That's it. Done. I might visit, but I don't live there. Yeah.
Well, I'll
So
see you over
we
there.
can talk about that. We can talk about that off Instagram if you want to
Yeah.
get like details of stuff. But nah, I don't live there no more. It's like, you know, right here in Tanzania, my brethren is right now repatriating like 50 African Americans who fled the USA. They're like, nah, it's refugee time, right? We're moving here. They got ITN number to pay taxes, vote, and all sorts. And I'm like, yo, I'm with it. Like, the USA is a zoo, and the Caribbean is run by a zoo. So whatever.
China is the new white supremacy in the Caribbean.
I mean, but look at the Caribbean leaders. The Caribbean leaders are all bow down and kiss the ring. Like, look at Jamaica and the JDF. The JDF, the Jamaican Defence Force, is still owned by the Queen of England right now.
A lot is owned by the Queen of England.
Right.
Can't say about them Queen.
So look, you go and go down Trenchtown, you go and go down Tivoli or Cockburn Pen or Painland, and there's always some curfew being reinforced by the JDF. But for who? Why is it that the Jamaican army don't go nowhere to no other country to go fight? So why is it, not anymore, so why is it that you go down to the ghettos, you go down Trenchtown, you go down Denham Town, and there's police checkpoints and there's military checkpoints? It's like a permanent state of martial law for the ghetto people. That is done by the British. That is not done, and that is done by the Jamaican elite who don't really care about the ghetto people. And I've been to Jamaica many times, and every single time I go there, I realize how entrenched the classism is. And it's like, you're going to get classism all over the world, but
right.
I don't feel like the classism in Jamaica, for instance, which is basically an American colony, is classism that we can really change because it's owned by North America.
For the entire Caribbean, well, the English-speaking Caribbean. Let me speak for my ethnic group, but not everybody else. Classism is a big, big problem in the Caribbean. Big problem in the Caribbean. And you would think our leaders would be looking out for the people, not. Right now, currently, my islands, a couple of my islands, they don't even belong to my country. Foreigners. Private islands. Crazy.
Well, look at what's his name island. Where was that? Epstein Island. That was in the Caribbean, right? British Virgin Islands. Little St. James or something. Like, these people really go down there and own the whole islands. And every time you go down there, you go to the hotels, and it's like a scene from Get Out, and all of the staff is black, and all of the people in there is white, and they're all going to go and pay to have sex with young girls. The same thing will go on in Haiti, and nobody's going to jail, and none of them pedophiles get shot, which they should get shot. But you have these black elite who has turned the Caribbean and turned Brazil and turned, you know, Gambia and other places into the brothel of Europe. And then you have these man them turn. Even now I'm in Tanzania and I see enough white people in here with like young Chris sisters. Like Chris sisters are like 20, 21, 22, and they're there with some like 60-year-old, 65-year-old something. And I'm just like, the problem is that until you create strong primary economy, strong secondary economy, then the only place where people are going to be able to survive and live any kind of lifestyle that you would want to live is within that tertiary economy. And it's like everybody tries to be an athlete, but not everybody can be an athlete. It's like what 1% of the people who applied for the NFL make it into the NFL. Yet every single dad is there trying to teach his son how to throw a football.
Right. Sorry, I'll need to laugh.
It's the truth, though.
I feel petty for laughing, but you're right.
It's the truth, though. It's the truth. And the thing is like, anytime you start to speak truth to power, everybody, you get this knee-jerk, visceral kind of, you can't say that, and yeah, and Jesus and all this type of stuff. And it's just like, yo, the reality is more interested than the fake. And I'm interested in the reality. And the reality is that our people all over still suffer. And I, growing up poor, growing up Rasta, I still feel a deep attachment to the people them, to the degree that, yes, I'm successful, but I'm always going to live with the people. I'm never going to live away from the people, ever. So it doesn't matter whether, you know, these people try to invite me into their social circles, invite me into them functions and all them things there. The amount of things I get invited to, you know, Ali, like all kind of different things, and I just don't go. Or if I go, I'll bring some ghetto youths down with me, or I'll go there and I'll make sure that it gets back to, or it reflects back on the ghetto. If it doesn't, then I'm not really interested, because a lot of the rich people and the black bourgeoisie is the people who's going to try and invite you to them spaces so that they can try and alleviate their guilt. Just like I know, so that it's been a while, there's a different woman try and they try and bed me because it make them feel like they're part of doing something, but they're not bothered about doing the actual something, like doing the work. Then me is a man where I didn't have anything, no savings, no family to fall back on. I didn't get invited into no private clubs, no exclusive membership or nothing like that. So I was like, what can I do? I can box. So then I started boxing, and then I used the boxing to raise money for Congo. And then since then I've just, you know, started my own businesses and gone into a space where, and you know, business is hard as well. It's not easy. It's consistent. You have to be on it, pushing it. But what's the alternative? Be a slave? At least you, with your impressive head wrap thing and your accessories business, at least you get to dictate your own destiny. You're not having to shock and jive and hope that some white person is gonna, you know, feel empathetic towards you or sympathetic towards you and promote you so that you can be a manager of his fucking company. So at least you can manage your own destiny. And it's like, all of us need to have our own businesses, our own schools and institutions, and we all need to get back to farming, because it's we West African and Central African people who ended up in the West. We came from farming backgrounds, we came from agricultural backgrounds, and still now one of the greatest wealths in the world is food.
Yes, I actually was talking to someone about land. I am planning on buying some land in my country, but I never really appreciated just land in general until now. Like, I really need a piece of land.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Getting back to ownership.
You forget land in Africa.
I have to get there first.
Well, you have to get there, because don't act like the world is going to wait, you know. It is a problem in the world.
Shaka, I was supposed to be in Ghana in April. Then COVID happened. Them
Ghana
shut
start
down.
open back tomorrow,
Them
so
shut down
now
the
you can
country.
go. Ghana open back September the 1st, so you can go now.
All right, you gonna be there? I need a tour guide.
And when I get back to Ghana, I've got a whole heap of work to do. You know, I have like 6 businesses I'm gonna start. But of course, I will make sure that you're cool, and you should bring your partner or your friend, them people who want to put in with you. You can go reach the land and be like, all right, cool. This is what me I gotta do. I need to, or even just get an apartment to get an Airbnb, something. You know, just something to make sure that you keep going back. Don't, you know, I first went there, it's like, yeah, man, this is nice, kind of holiday situation. But it wasn't, because I literally, the first time I went to Ghana, I started to build a school. So the next time I go back to Ghana, this time I have enough money to finish the school. I'm going to finish the school and buy land. And, yeah, man, that's me. Start speaking tree.
All right. Well, Mr. Shaka, I am going to go.
Soft launch went well, so well done on the soft launch. I'm happy for you. Just know
Thank
that.
you. Thank you. I don't know if there's gonna be a hard launch. Okay.
Why? I don't know. That could play them cards right.
Listen to me. I've been on social media for a while. I can handle people. But when it comes to my loved ones, I don't play about my loved ones. So I rather keep that side of my life very private. You know, if you find out, you find out. But to say to put it out there, I personally would not.
I hear you. I mean, you have to keep something sacred and for you.
Right.
But also, is one of the things I was saying about being chronically single earlier. Don't be a spy. You know them ones where it's just like you doing the video like this and then you like over them head. Like,
oh, I do that.
Yo, you can't be letting somebody all up in your uterus, but can't even let them in your phone screen. One time, just like a back of the head. Let me just see an ear, just like a little piece of ear. Let me just see like a little corner of the neck or something.
That's me.
Yeah?
That's me. You gonna be seeing fingernails, toes.
I mean, the other thing is like, yo, boy, I also figure that it's what is expected. It's not. You're a young woman, but you're not a youth. So it's time. It's a people expect that. If people see me with a woman, they expect that I'm supposed to be with a woman. They don't think, oh, he's just single forever. Because that's weird. Because I'm an attractive man. I shouldn't be like that. But at the same time, I get what you're saying about, you know, retaining your energy for you and make sure that the people that you're spending time with, they're on some shoppingness. But boy, don't turn into James Bond. Don't turn into James Bond. That's exhausting.
I'm not hiding my thing from the world.
You're hiding the world from you.
I'm hiding the world from my kids. I want to protect my boo.
I mean, look, the most important thing that you can take away from this conversation is that you and your partner need to be plant-based and buy land in Africa, and that's it.
Well, he's already plant-based, but I'm still eating chicken.
You go and go eat fowl and get cancer. Stop eating that stuff. Stop eating it. Eat curry mushroom.
I got Indian ancestors, so obviously I'm gonna love some curry chicken.
Bruh, Indians didn't even eat no chicken. Indians are vegetarian. What are you talking about?
They love curry chicken and white rice and cabbage.
Wow, that's a colonized Indian diet. That's East India Trading Company diet. You go to India, them eat like the Ethiopians. They're eating the chapati, the naan, the roti, and they're eating the little aloo and the little lentil and all of them things there. Don't act like they're eating chopping up chicken.
Love my chicken. You love grass and I like grass and chicken. Chocolate.
Wow. Look, eat healthy. That's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna do better.
It's been like years now I've been having this conversation with you.
I know. And I keep saying I'm gonna be vegan. But I was